Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. As you can see, I'm stepping over things as usual, quite a lot going on. This is quite a short video for you today, something slightly different, but I hope that you'll enjoy it. Not too much of a departure from what I normally do, in fact not really a departure from what I normally do at all. I've been on a road trip, so I'm going to share that with you. Not a very big road trip, only about 130 miles round trip down to the south coast of England and then back up to where I live in slightly less south of England. So yeah, that's what it's going to be all about. Now, what's prompted this? Well, projects and time to do projects. So I'm having a bit of a rethink about all the projects that I've got on the go at the moment, and some of them are just not going to get done, I don't think. Some of them are going to get done, but they're going to take more time than I originally imagined, and some stuff's just going to have to go to the wall because, you know, I just in some instances don't have the desire to do it, and other instances don't have the time. So that's a strange thing to say. What's all this about? Well, if you've got too many projects or you haven't got time to do the projects that you're planning, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to take on another one. So that's what I've done. So it was a bit of a rescue mission. As I say, we had a 130 mile round trip, and when I say we, it was apprentice Edward and myself, and we went and collected something, and it's out there. So I'll show you that very shortly. Before I do that, I'm going to show you a little bit of footage we took on the journey, a little bit of footage we took on the journey back, not a great deal, and then we'll go outside and have a look at this mystery item, which is going to be a project that I really want to do and I really want to tackle. I'm not going to say a lot about it in this video because there's other elements to it that I've not yet revealed. So anyway, we are going to have a look at it and see what you think. So let's go do some work. Here we are on the road, retromeccanica at large on the M3. We're heading to sunny Portsmouth and we're on a rescue mission. It's another Bantam, another fence panel. Looks like it's been outside for a long time, so we're going to go and rescue the poor thing. Edward the apprentice is behind the camera, taking it steady, just travelling down the M3. We should be there in about another 30 minutes. So for now, this is Retromeccanica on the road, signing off. Well, we arrived in sunny Waterlooville, Portsmouth, and the question was, will a Bantam go into the boot of a Skoda Superb estate? And the answer is yes, it will. So this is Retromeccanica and apprentice Edward signing off for the journey home. We'll see you back there. Well, we're almost home, and it's been a good road trip, and apprentice Edward has just woken up. I think we've worn him out. Ready for a cup of tea? He's nodding, he's ready for a cup of tea. And I just thought I'd give you a couple of bikes, one last glimpse of the road trip before we get back. Get a little glimpse of the beautiful North Wessex Downs here in South Oxfordshire. Well, West Berkshire, if you go by the pre-1974 county lines, which I would prefer to, but South Oxfordshire as it is at the moment. So this is Retromeccanica signing off until we get home. Well, there she is. What a beauty. This is the fruits of our road trip this morning. Excuse the glare from the sun on the camera, there's not a great deal I can do about that, but yeah, that's what we picked up this morning. And we went and visited David down in the Portsmouth area, and David was an absolute gentleman. I hope he's watching. Hello David, if you are. quite the British bike enthusiast. He had quite a collection, and this one was surplus to requirements. He bought it as a project, changed his mind about what he wanted to build, and so decided to pass it on to us. And I'm really pleased that he did, because it's exactly what I was looking for. It was a real pleasure to deal with David, and yeah, a real pleasure to meet him. So David, thanks very much indeed, and the very best of luck with your future projects. So what have we got? Well, it's a 1960 D7 in patinated condition, shall we say, but everything that we need for the project that I have in mind is good and sound. The main frame loop is good, the swinging arm is good, it moves, it's not seized. The rear hub is in really good condition, considering it's quite rusty, but there's no broken sprocket mounts or anything like that. The wheel is free to move, even the speedometer drive rotates, so you know, that's a real win. The rear loop, the seat loop, is not very good, it's rotted, which they quite often are, but the good news is David gave us another one which almost looks new old stock. It's that good. It's in primer, so it may have been used, cleaned up and primed, but yeah, it's so good it looks new old stock. So you know, that's a real bonus. Fuel tank is not great, but it appears to be the original tank. But you know, this bike we think had been outside since 1982, had been undercover, but you know, still an awful long time to be out in the wilderness. So the tank has suffered quite badly. It doesn't appear to be rusted through, but you know, if it doesn't have pinholes in it, then I'd be quite surprised, really. You know, you can't really argue with that. At least we've got the tank. You know, we probably won't use it for the project, but it's nice to have. The front forks are free, they compress and rebound, and the front wheel is again, you know, the rim's not great and the spokes a little bit ropey, but the hub and the brake plate, you know, the all important parts that you need to rebuild the wheel, are good. Again, we probably won't use the front forks and the wheel, but it's nice to have, you know, a rolling chassis that we can move around, and the cable's getting in the way for the microphone, sorry. Yeah, good to have a rolling chassis that we can move around, and you know, it's good to have a decent set of forks that we could maybe use on something else. Headlamp nacelle is nice, no dents or bangs in it, which is good. Even the little WIPAC switch, look at that, it still moves, it still clicks, and for all I know it probably still works. Headlamp's seen better days, but the glass isn't broken, and the rim's had a bit of a dent, but you know, it's lived a life, hasn't it? But as I say, we probably won't use most of that. We'll probably won't use any of that front end, but it will certainly be useful spares. I mean, that's an original WIPAC light lens, and you know, unbroken, so not bad at all, really. Right, so why did I want it? Well, as I say, I've got a project in mind that I'm keeping under my jumper at the moment, but the reason I particularly wanted this bike is that it's registered. And those of you in the UK that understand how UK vehicle registrations are done will know that that's a real bonus to have a registration document, because it can be a real pain to get a vehicle that has dropped off the system re-registered. And that's what I had to do with the blue D7, and it took a while, and I had to jump through a number of hoops. What happened was that years ago, sometime in the 80s, they computerized all the records, and vehicles that had fallen into disuse were often omitted from the records, and so they lost the registration number. And so if you know the number, you can often reclaim it, but it's a real problem. And if you don't know the registration number, if you buy a vehicle that hasn't got the plate with it, then you've got to apply for what they call an age-related number, and that's why I had to do with the blue D7. So yeah, having a bike that is registered and has the paperwork to prove that it's registered is a real bonus when you're doing a project, and so that's the reason why I wanted this bike. And David was very fair with us and very kind to us this morning, and even helped us to load it into the car. So you know, cannot say fairer than that, really, can you? So I think that's where we'll leave it. I'm not going to say too much more. We've got another project, and I do have some plans for it, and I will be, as I said earlier, rejigging my priorities and the projects that I'm going to be doing moving forward. So I'd just like to say thanks to all of my subscribers, those of you who've been with me for a while, those of you who've just come along. You are all welcome, and I really do appreciate your time. And as ever, if you're not subscribed and you enjoy the videos that I make, please do hit the button. Join the merry gang, and it won't cost you a shilling, and it will help out the channel as well. So please do consider doing that. Right, I'm going to go and tidy up the workshop again. So mind how you go, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.